So when I talk, it's not a rant, it's a symphony
Yes.
of ideas. And when you collect them, you say, oh, these are all these things that connect. Yeah, you know, I just tell the truth.
There is something strangely beautiful about madness. We fear it, yet a part of us secretly admires it. Deep down, we know that the mad don't play by the rules. I mean, look at the greatest human minds, for example. A lot of us would have called them crazy and asked them to seek therapy. And yeah, we still give them our full attention. But wait a second. What exactly is madness? Is it losing touch with reality? Or is it breaking free from reality? Every great civilization has both celebrated and condemned madness. Some countries locked up the mad in asylums, while others built them statues. To most people, madness is a mental instability. But to the mad mind, it is often clarity. A clarity too bright for ordinary eyes. Take Friedrich Nietzsche, for example, the philosopher who declared God is dead. He wasn't mocking God or religion, not at all. If anything, he was mourning its death. He saw the spiritual void modernity was creating long before anyone else could, and it's broke him. He wrote like a god and died a broken man, or shall I say, a madman. But look at the world now. The man society called insane was just too early. That is the paradox. Madness often isn't the absence of reason. In reality, it is the overexposure to truth. Some people simply see too much. Their minds just refuse to work like everyone else's. The painter Vincent van Gogh cut off his own ear. Yeah, but he also painted what no normal human being could see at the time. He transformed his madness into art, and his work changed the way humans perceive art forever. We celebrated the art, but not the agony that made it. What I can say is that madness is the price of a deep vision. To see deeper than others means to carry what they can't. Don't get me wrong, madness isn't a blessing in disguise by any means. The same flame that lights the masterpiece can burn its maker alive. Every genius eventually meets the same fate, and every creation comes at the cost of self-destruction. Once the madman starts seeing the world without illusion, they start seeing how meaningless most of it is. And that is when the mind begins to suffocate. Because how do you return to peace with yourself once you've tasted the raw structure of reality? How do you go back to pretending when you've realized that everyone around you is just pretending too? That is the curse of madness. It creates a clarity so sharp it cuts to the soul. But how does madness start in the first place? Well, let me tell you. Every madman begins as a naive visionary. They start by questioning reality, and reality answers back. But when the answers don't stop coming, the madman drowns in them. They begin to see infinity in every number, every sound, every action. The same mind that once produced vision now produces hallucinations. The difference between the average person's brain and the madman's is that the madman's mind receives thoughts without breaks. That is the root of the problem, if you want to even call it that. The mind that created Starry Night is the same kind of mind that could take its own life the next day. It is a tightrope walk between heaven and hell, and beauty lives right there. Yet here we are, drawn to madness like a forbidden fruit. We make movies about it, we write songs about it, because somewhere deep inside, we envy that level of truth to self. The mad live their life fully, painfully, but still a full life nonetheless. Something most of us unfortunately don't get the chance to experience. If I'm being honest, I would rather live in a mad world than the one we're in now. A non-honest world is a delusional world, and that is exactly the place we inhabit today. Where did that delusion take us? Wars? Genocides? Cults? They all stem from collective delusion. Millions of people agree to believe in something insane simply because everyone else does. My question is, what the difference is between madness and normality if both of them result in mad consequences? Maybe the difference between madness and normality is the numbers. When one man hallucinates, we call him insane. Yet when millions do, we call it culture or religion. When you think about it, sanity is subjective. It is a collective agreement to pretend that the world makes sense. But the truth is, we're all running from the same thing, the meaninglessness of this world. We built religions and social norms like walls to protect ourselves from the realization that no one really knows why we're here. We wrap that confusion in words like purpose and progress so we can sleep at night. And the few who stop pretending, the ones who dare to stare into that abyss, we label them as crazy. Because it is easier to exile one vulnerable person than to face the truth itself. Look around. People chase validation like oxygen. They scroll through screens that tell them lies that comforts them. They LARP as something they're not. They chase validation like dogs. All of it just to stay quote-unquote normal. The more you think about it, the more madness starts to look like the actual sanity. Sanity is a lying piece of shit. It tells you to work a job you hate for a life you didn't choose, and to smile to people who would stab you behind your back if they got the chance to. It rewards the one who submits and burns the ones who question alive. And in that submission, we lose identity. We become essentially NPCs. A sane society doesn't want thinkers. It wants workers and bots. It refuses the existence of philosophers, but would rather have and reward gestures. So maybe madness is the final rebellion against sanity, because even when it dies honestly. It refuses to fake calm while suffering inside. We keep trying to cure madness, but what if it is not meant to be cured? Have you ever thought about that? What if it is meant to be understood? Because without it, there is no innovations and no revolutions. The same things that gave you and me a better life. Madness gives birth to new worlds because it refuses to accept the old ones. Every great step forward in art, science, philosophy was born from a mind that refused to accept their reality. The mad is the one who dreamed beyond reason and suffered for it.
When someone comes up and says something like, I am a god, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a god.
Okay, so I've been romanticizing madness for a while now. But what would happen if madness becomes the norm? I can't tell you. Some might think it would destroy the world, and I don't disagree. Even if I like it, and you might call me crazy for that, but that is a compliment to me. And it should be for you too if you ever hear it from someone quote-unquote sane. If everyone lived madly, then no one would. The beauty of madness is that it stands alone, it is rare, and that's what makes it special. It is the last middle finger left in a world obsessed with pretending something it is not. Maybe the goal was never to make madness normal. Maybe it is supposed to stay hidden inside us, hidden to remind us we're alive, because somewhere between madness and sanity lies humanity. And maybe the most human thing you can do is walk that line unafraid. At the end, most of us fell into sanity, but what is wrong with falling into madness if it will make us live a full life again? Is it because it is tragic? Or maybe you're too afraid to be alone? No matter your reason, I will not judge, because our differences is what makes us humans. And madness is what makes humans beautiful.